Hey friends, welcome back to my channel. My name is Taylor, and today let's talk about how I did for my reading in 2025 and my reading goals and plans for this channel for 2026. Let's jump into it. I have it all written down on post-it notes because I will not remember all the things that I want to talk to you guys about. But before we jump into 2026, new year, new me, very exciting year. It's the year we're getting married. A lot of wedding content coming for you guys coming soon. Keep your eyes peeled for that. But for those of you all that are here for the book content, let's talk about my reading year. So I read 81 books in 2025, which is very exciting. Can't believe that I read 81 books. I'll be honest, it's a little low for me, but I did read some of my absolute favorite books of all time this year, which I'm very excited about. If you haven't seen my favorites video, check it out on my channel. You will learn all about them there. But of the 81 books, let's talk about the library now. Let's move. Speaking of moving, I moved. I moved last year and took my library with me. We've expanded, which is very exciting. We went from 4 shelves to 7 shelves, which is wild. And I am so obsessed. It's my favorite room in the house. You guys love our library videos. They're so fun to film in. This whole area is truly a dream come true. I am so thankful to my fiance for just letting me have this space. It makes me so happy, you guys, truly. So, of the 81 books, I don't tend to read or keep a lot of books. You guys know this. These shelves on this side of my bookshelves are all books that I've read, loved. They're a coveted spot in my life. I only keep the books that I'm obsessed with. I very rarely reread books, but if it's a favorite book of all time, I want to have it. I want to have it to recommend to people. I want to keep it on my shelves. So that's what we end up doing. So of the 81 books that I read in 2025, I am holding on, they're staying in my collection, only 28 of those books, which isn't that much. So in maybe another video, probably coming soon, I have so many videos I'm filming right now for January, I'm going to do a bookshelf refresh. I just moved in the beginning of August, but these shelves already need some love. I mean, you guys can see there's books all over my floor. I'm doing a lot of videos right now, so books are just everywhere, and I need to refresh the shelves. So that's coming soon. But now let's talk stats. So I put up a couple months ago my how many books are unread on my shelves versus how many books just are on these shelves in general. So the 28 books that I read or I'm keeping are inclusive of that number because I didn't really read anything that wasn't already currently existing in my collection in the back half of the year since I posted that video. But I have accumulated more books. A lot more books. If you guys saw my book outlet haul, y'all know I did a big box haul this year at the end of the year, which I'm very excited about. But since that video posted of my how many books are on my shelves video, I have added 63 new books to my bookshelves, which is kind of wild. So I did the math, did some numbers, and with that in mind, my current again, this is not exact science and not exact numbers, but roughly on my bookshelves in my library space, I now have 1,715 books. 1,715 books. Wild. I cannot believe that. I have almost 2,000 books, which is so crazy. It's so wild to me. I love books. I will always collect books. I will always buy books. I am a book lover since I've been a child. That's not going to change, ever. But with that in mind, with 63 new unread books, how many books do I now have that are unread in my library room? And the answer to that is, originally we started out with 771, roughly, 700-ish in the video. And now with that 63 plus addition, I now have 834 new books on my shelves that are unread, which means I think we're up about 200 books from last year, which doesn't seem right, but I also think it kind of is. Yeah. I'm thinking about how many books I bought this year, and you know what? That's probably not entirely outside of the realm of possibility because I was kind of garbage, again, about reading my new releases this year. I think I only read 9 new releases. So that tracks, actually, because I think I got at least almost 40 books just from new releases. So yeah, fun fact, we are starting 2026 with over 800 unread books. And realistically, I read about 80 to 100 books in a year. So come back next year in this time and we will see where I'm at. But regardless, that's where we are starting this year, a little under 850 books that are unread on my shelves, which is wild. But I'll be honest, I do want to get that number down. So let's talk about some goals for 2026. But all in all, to wrap up 2025, this was a really incredible year. Obviously, for a lot of personal reasons, I got engaged, I read some amazing books, I moved into my forever home with my fiance, who I'm obsessed with. And yeah, overall, it was just a really, really memorable, amazing, wonderful year. I feel so blessed. I feel so fortunate. So yeah, that's going to be a sad one to leave behind, but I'm really excited for 2026. So with that in mind, let's talk about my 2026 goals for the year. First of all, we are going to read all of my 26 in 2026. That is a top of line priority because a lot of those books are books that have been on my shelves for way, way, way too long. If you guys are interested, I will be posting that video quite soon after this one, so keep your eyes peeled for that. But that's going to be a majority of books that I've just been interested in for a long time. They've been on my shelves for a long time. I really just want to clear them out and read them and not like get rid of them, because obviously my goal is to love every book that I read, but if I don't love them, then I can move them along to someone who will. So yes, keep your eyes peeled for that. That is coming very soon. I filmed that actually this morning, so it's in a fun new different reading spot other than here, but yeah, that's coming soon. The next one is I want to read more nonfiction. I used to be really good about reading nonfiction. In fact, this entire, is it this one? No, one more. The second to the top shelf row on my bookshelves is all nonfiction. I used to be so good about reading nonfiction, and then I kind of have just dropped off in the last few years, and I don't really know why. I tend to enjoy it when I read it, depending on what it is, so I want to get back to it. So my goal is to read 10 nonfiction this year. I think I'll also be doing a video for you guys of the 10 books that I would like to get to this year of nonfiction that I've just had on my shelves, again, for a really long time. But if there's any nonfiction that you guys are like obsessed with that you think I should read, let me know down in the comments below. Okay, number 3. I want to clear out most of the YA on my bookshelves. I have accumulated quite a collection, as you guys obviously know, and a lot of them are some really old YA series that I just haven't had the chance to get around to, and I would love to get them off my shelves or read and find my new favorite series, obviously is the ultimate goal. But I think realistically, just looking at my shelves, this section here over that you guys can't see on camera is a lot of YA. It's a lot of old series that I really want to read and get to, and just clear out space for books that for honestly are more, and I hate this, but like age appropriate. I mean, I think if you love a book, you should read it whenever you want. Doesn't matter how old or how young you are, given obviously age stipulations of like what's appropriate for younger audiences. But as you get older, I think if you want to read middle grade, if you want to read children's books, if you want to read YA and you enjoy it, you should read it. I'm just learning for myself as I get older. YA just isn't really speaking to me the way that it used to, with, of course, obvious exceptions. But yeah, generally speaking, I just want to clear out some space on my shelves. I think I'm going to have post-editing Taylor do some quick math and tell me how many on my bookshelves are currently sitting here, and we will try to knock that number down by, let's say 10%. Sorry, future Taylor. Do some quick math for us. This is the amount of books that I'm going to try and read off of my YA shelves in the next year. Is it ambitious? We'll see how kind she plans on being to me. Please be nice. So we're going to read down a lot of YA this year. So hopefully I love them all, ideally. And if not, then we pass them along to those that will, hopefully. Okay, next, I want to read series. I love a series. I love to binge a series. I like waiting until most of the series is out. I'm really bad when I have to wait for a series. It's not my favorite. So within the same vein of the YA, I do have a lot of YA series that I want to get to, like the Cinder series, the Illuminae series. I want to get to, what else is on my shelves? The rest of the Aragon series is on my shelves. Will we get to that this year? I don't know, but at least 10 series. And in that vein, as I think about it, we'll also do a series that I want to get to this year. So maybe 10 to 15 series that I'm hoping to finish and complete in its entirety. That's the goal. Because again, there's a bunch of series on my shelves, like, oh, the Carnival series, the Renegade series. There's just books that have been on my shelves for such a long time that, like, as new books come in, they just get pushed farther and farther down the line. And I love reading old backlist books, but I just want to start clearing them through and making way for stuff that I'm just always more excited for, of course, the newer releases. So that's the goal for this year. So series video also coming soon. Number 5, we of course are going to do one of my favorite series channel videos that I always do every year on this channel, and that is going to be trying to read 50 books, yes, 50, in 1 month for middle grade March. So for those of you guys that aren't aware, every year I try to read 50 books and maybe get like 25 if I'm lucky, but 50 middle grade books in the month of March for a middle grade March challenge. I try to be ambitious. Will that happen because it's a month before my wedding? Probably not, but we're going to shoot for it anyways. Wish me luck. But yeah, that's kind of the plan. That's the goal. I always do a giant TBR of what I'm planning on reading or like hoping to read. So keep your eyes peeled for that. That will be coming probably end of February. So that should be very exciting. But yeah, I love doing it every year. It's fun to go through some of my middle grade. I tend to accumulate middle grade throughout the year if I pick some up that sound interesting or if I find old ones from my childhood, and then they just kind of live on my shelves till March, and then that tends to be when I read most of my middle grade books. So if you have any that you recommend, let me know and I'll try to add it to my TBR for March. Okay, next, this is kind of a random one, but maybe back in like 2019, I found this list, I think on Goodreads, or maybe even like just Google, of the 100 best books of all time, no question, from like the last century, I think. No, because Jane Eyre's on here. Like, I think of ever, because Shakespeare's on here as well. So yeah, just I think best books ever. And I've slowly tried to make my way through the list. And then the last couple years, I've just completely dropped off and I haven't read any of them. Book club, I will say, has helped with that because we've read a couple classics, but I kind of wanted to bring it back around, see if there's some books that I could read off of here. So I think being realistic, because classics are pretty dense to get through. I have a couple in mind that I want to do. I think realistically, I'm going to try this year and read 5 off of this list. And this covers everything from like the Harry Potter series, The Book Thief, The Chronicles of Narnia, Jane Eyre. There's definitely a couple by Jane Austen, Wuthering Heights, Fahrenheit 451, The Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. So there's kind of covers a myriad of things. And so I just think it'd be fun to go back through it, find some books that potentially I've been wanting to read for a long time that are just solid classic books, and go from there. This one as well, I think I'll try to cover it across these 2 lists. This is the America's 100 Most Loved Novels. So in the same vein, just very popular, very beloved stories. And I think they'd be good to just continue to expand my reading scope, my reading experience, because I'll read just about anything. But I think that'll be really fun to do as well. Okay, next. Ideally, fingers crossed, again, this year's going to be a really busy year, which is why I'm kind of front loading a lot of this challenge or these challenges. I would like to try and read 9 out of the 12 books that we do for the year for my book club. So for those of you guys that don't know, I'm in a book club with a few of my friends. Every month, someone in the group picks a book. We all read it and discuss it together. It's been a lot of fun. I've really enjoyed it this last year. And yeah, realistically speaking, I think I did maybe half of the books this year, maybe a little bit more actually. But I think for next year, I'm just going to try and do a flat 9 out of 12. That way I have a couple months of leniency for, like, I know April and May are going to be crazy. So that way we've got some time to kind of scope out some months that I've maybe been a little more busy, won't have time to read the book, or maybe it's just not a book I'm interested in. That's the goal. So 9 out of 12 books for the book club pick, of which I have pretty much zero control over because we all vote. So it's kind of majority rules. So that'll be adding some new fun books into the collection as well. Okay, Next, oh, this will be a fun one. So for number 8 for my goals for the year, this is a random one, but in the vein of it's not quite a reading challenge, but it is a book because it's a cookbook. I want to try and be better about cooking this year. I really, really, really am interested in just learning more about food and being better about cooking. I like cooking. I'm just kind of lazy, to be honest. So I picked this up a while back. This is a recipe for every day of the year, a year of timeless, trusted, and seasonal recipes from Francesca Huntington. I think this just seemed so fun. I mainly picked this up because I wanted to see what vegetables, foods are in season throughout the year and really be able to focus on eating those because I just feel like they're better executed, they're less, I don't know, I just feel like when a fruit is in season, it's just always going to be better tasting and more of a better experience. I don't know if that makes any sense, but that's what we're doing. So basically, this one is a 365-day cookbook that has recipes for each day of the year, kind of seasonally with ingredients and things that go with that time of the year. So I think this is going to be really fun. I want to sit down kind of at the first week of the month and pick out a recipe that I want to do within that year or within that month and maybe document it for you guys. If that's something that you're interested in, let me know. I'd love to do and build that out as part of my channel if you guys are open to that. But yeah, I will also link this down in the comments below for you guys if you're interested in checking it out. The recipes kind of span really broadly, to be honest. Like, there's a bunch of different ethnic styles in here. They have stuff for different holidays. Like, they have stuff for Rosh Hashanah, they have stuff for Passover, they have stuff for Holy Hindi, they have stuff for Easter, Valentine's Day, Chinese New Year. So it really is an expansive, pretty in-depth collection of recipes, which I'm really excited about. So yeah, overall, I did pick a pretty easy one to start the year out with, but if this is something you guys are interested in, let me know down below. Okay. Next, for the year, I would love for you guys to see 60 videos from me in the year of 2026. I ended up, I think, posting 56 last year, and this is more a personal goal for me, but I'm really trying to lean into this channel this year, grow my audience, grow a connection with you guys that are watching here on my channel, and I'm just kind of ready to really dive into doing YouTube, not full-time by any means. I really just do this as a hobby because I enjoy it. I love watching YouTube videos and I think they're fun, and I just like making videos. So if this is something you guys are interested in watching, let me know down in the comments below if there's any type of videos you want to see from me, things you guys are interested in me talking about, reviews of books you want to hear more in depth on, vlog styles, cooking, house stuff, pet stuff. Let me know. Like, my channel is a book mainly channel, but I also love a lifestyle channel of just all the things that I'm interested in. I like sharing with you guys. So yeah, let me know what you guys are interested in down below. Okay, and the last thing, which I would love your guys' help on, is I would love to read from more iconic authors because I tend to pigeonhole myself into certain authors that I know and love and trust, and then I tend to not really deviate from that. And there's a lot of authors, especially iconic authors, that I just haven't read from yet, and I really, really want to. The first one that comes to mind, Stephen King. Another one that comes to mind, Brandon Sanderson. Another one that comes to mind, Jane Austen. People that are just so iconic as a writer in the book space, Pierce Brown, author of Red Rising, things that are just iconic, which again kind of leads into that list that I showed you guys of the best books of all time, essentially, 100 best books. I really want to read from more iconic authors. So if you have an author that you guys think is iconic, has to be read, can't be missed, let me know down in the comments below because I would really love to just pick up authors that everyone is obsessed with and see what the hype is all about because I tend to just go to the same people over and over again. And I think it's, again, about expanding in the new year, expanding my horizons, reading more fun things that you guys are obsessed with. So yeah, overall, I know this is kind of a random video. Hopefully you enjoyed it though, but those are going to be some of the fun things that I'm going to be up to in 2026. Again, I think it's going to be such a good year. I'm so excited to take you guys along for the journey. If there's anything else you guys are interested in seeing from me, let me know down in the comments below. But yeah, hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. Give it a thumbs up if you did like it. Subscribe to see more of my face, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye!